Moin YouTube. My ride is here.
All right, so here is something I absolutely love about Hamburg. This ferry I'm stepping onto right now, it's not a tourist boat, it's not a cruise, it's public transport. Seriously. Line 62 is part of the HVV system, which means if you have got a normal day ticket or a monthly pass or the Deutschland ticket, you're good to go. Just hop on like it's a bus, a very scenic, windblown, slightly wobbly bus. The whole thing is run by HADAG, short for Hafendampfschifffahrtsaktiengesellschaft, which has been operating ferries in the port since 1888. Today, there are 9 ferry lines zipping across the Elbe, connecting people who live on either side of the river, especially in areas where bridges are few and far between. That includes commuters, students, tourists, and everyone else who prefers a view of container ships over rush hour traffic. Some lines, like this one, the line 62, are pure classics. It starts at Landungsbrücken, passes the docks and shipyards, Altona's waterfront, the cruise center, and ends way out in Finkenwerder. Others connect places like Teufelsbrück, Övelgönne, or even Wilhelmsburg south of the river, and they're not just backup transport when the U-Bahn, the subway, breaks down. For lots of people, the ferry is their actual daily commute. And yes, you can absolutely just ride along for fun. Plenty of people do that, especially on sunny days. Grab a coffee, stand outside on the back deck, and just let Hamburg roll by. Not a bad way to get around the city, right? So I hopped on this ferry about halfway at Övelgönne. But if you get on at Landungsbrücken, where it starts, Line 62 becomes a bit of a greatest hits tour of the Elbe. First stop, Altona Fischmarkt, legendary on Sunday mornings, mostly quiet during the week. Then Dockland with its futuristic stairway to heaven design, and on past Neumühlen and the beautiful stretch of Övelgönne, where the old captain's houses line the hillside and beach cafes feel like the Baltic coast snuck into the city. But here's the thing, this line isn't just for postcard views. For people in Finkenwerder, a whole neighborhood tucked into the southern bank of the Elbe, this is a lifeline. Commuters hop on and cross the river daily to get to the city. Airbus has a huge facility down there, and many workers take this very ferry. In fact, it's the fastest way to get there if you live on the other side of the river. So it's efficient too. No traffic lights, no traffic jams, no tunnel delays, just the river doing its thing. On a good day, it's the smoothest ride in the city. On a stormy one, well, you will earn your sea legs. Oh, and fun fact, this ferry is the ultimate budget cruise for visitors. All those tourists clutching expensive harbor tour tickets have no idea you can do the same ride for the price of a subway ticket. Sure, it's not flashy, but for Hamburg, this is soul of the city stuff. Quietly connecting people and places by water, just like it's done for over 100 years.
Nee, das war.
Ja, wenn du mir das falsch beibringst, merke ich mir das falsch. Das
Ja,
geht auch nicht.
aber dann kommt als
Lernen
nächstes
soll
noch
ich auch.
Teufelsbrück, der wechselt nochmal die Seite wieder, ne? Bis er dann Rüschpark ankommt. Rüschpark ist
Nee, die Linie hier fährt jetzt wieder
fährt
zurück
nicht zum
Richtung.
Rüschpark, nur
Und
die
auch nicht.
60 fährt zum
Ich glaube ja. Also
Das ist
nach Teufelsbrück
62.
fährt die auch nicht. Die fährt jetzt zurück nach Landungsbrücken dann.
Ja, okay, dann müssen wir Elbstrand wieder aussteigen und die andere nehmen. Dann haben wir die falsche Fähre erwischt, deswegen bin ich so verwirrt.
Ja, aber ich glaube, von hier fährt dann auch eine rüber nach Teufelsbrück, ne? Die andere. Ja.
Ja. Wie heißt die?
Keine Ahnung, aber das wird man da gleich auf dem Schild. Stehen die, glaube ich, stehen die alle.
Ja. Nee,
Ich kenne auch nur diese Linie hier.
eingestiegen. Ich dachte, es
Ja.
fährt schon in die richtige Richtung.
Grob auf jeden Fall.
Auf jeden Fall. So viele Richtungen gibt hier ja nicht.
Nee.
Ey.
Wollen wir dann hier einmal aussteigen und in die nächste steigen? Oder wie?
Können wir machen. Das ist kein Problem. Wir können auch hier.
So that was the ferry. It was a really nice ride. I don't know, you might have heard it. I got to chat with a couple people. But we will be back here later today. But first, we need to take another bus to get to our destination for tonight. So, this is really Hamburg. It actually is, although it does look like its very own village, doesn't it? Well, until 1938, it actually was its own village. And then it got annexed by Hamburg. I will admit, though, we're at the very, very edge of the city, and it's just a few hundred meters to the border with the state of Lower Saxony. Okay, but where are we and why are we here? We are in the Hamburg neighborhood or district of Kranz, which is just south of the river, as you saw, and it's the westernmost district in the city there. This is part of a greater region that is called Altes Land, and it's one of the oldest and largest continuous fruit growing regions in Europe. It's been crucial for supplying a huge area with fresh fruit like cherries, apples. There's everything here, strawberries, even pumpkins, and whatever you can think of, whatever grows in northern German climate is being grown here and distributed all over Germany. And actually, the name Altes Land, it literally means old land, but that's actually a bit of a misnomer because originally in the Middle Ages, this area was known as Olland. Now, Oll is a Low German word for old, but that's not where it's from. Olland literally means Holland, because in the 12th century, Dutch settlers arrived here, started building dikes, which they were really great at, and turning what was before just soggy marshland into fertile land. So all this area is basically built by Dutch settlers, and we still live off of that today. I mean, I am in Hamburg and I have the sidewalk to myself. Well, almost.
So we have entered one of the most quietly powerful regions in and around Hamburg, Altes Land. Sure, it's all apple trees, old farmhouses, and windmills on the outside, but don't be fooled. This area means business. We're talking over 10,000 hectares of orchards. Depending on the year, Altes Land produces somewhere around 300,000 and 400,000 tons of fruit. That's enough apples to keep the whole country snacking, baking, and pressing juice all year long. And it's not just local markets, a huge chunk of that fruit ends up in supermarket chains across Germany and even exports to Scandinavia and the UK. Hamburg's logistics hubs, by road, rail, and especially its massive port, play a key role in getting all that fresh produce where it needs to go, fast. Harvest season? Massive operation. Tractors on every road, fruit picking teams in the fields, cold storage units running 24/7. Many of the deliveries go straight to wholesalers in Hamburg or distribution centers around Harburg and Wilhelmsburg. From there, it's just hours to the shelves of your neighborhood Edeka or Rewe. So yeah, Altes Land may look sleepy and scenic, but it's a high-efficiency food machine with a deep connection to Hamburg's trade history and its future. And hey, if you're lucky enough to be here in spring, the blooming season, absolutely unreal. A sea of pink and white flowers stretching out to the horizon.
There are also many places, many shops where they sell produce like fruit and juices and even honey or eggs straight from the farm here. And look, they even offer basic German courses here for free. Let's check this place out. So it seems the shop is closed now, even though it says open until 6 p.m. and it's 5 minutes before, but well, not to worry, because they also have these vendors where you can get some of their stuff right from the drawer. And let's get 2 bottles of apple juice. Okay, so I got some apple juice, and at another farm I bought these strawberries, and since it's late in the season, they are like super sweet and juicy. They're just perfect with no added sugar. And it's really just the right thing at a hot early summer day like today. It's now 6 p.m. and it's still like 30 degrees. So I've been frying in the sun for the last 2 hours walking, and I'm really enjoying having this in the shadow right now. Maybe you can also hear the sprinklers in the background. Okay, so this juice is from the vendor, so it's not refrigerated inside the store. They also have cold apple juice, which would have been even better, but this is really good apple juice. I love it. Okay, the strawberries are gone. So is the apple juice. Well, the first bottle, I still have the second with me. But for now, it's time to head back to the ferry. Well, to the bus first, then the ferry. See you there.
As we leave Finkenwerder behind, there's one building that immediately catches the eye. The red brick tower with the oversized yellow clock. That is the Lotsenhaus Seemannshöft, and it's one of the most important places on the River Elbe. Built in 1914, this has been the home base for Hamburg's river pilots for more than a century. These are the experienced seafarers who board incoming ships and guide them safely up the Elbe, through shallow waters, past other ships, under bridges, and into the port. Without them, global trade would quite literally run aground.
Ich habe schwere Knochen. Ich glaube, das ist nicht so wie bei euch irgendwie. Das ist ja auch ein Knochen, da schwer ist es schwach. Hast du das schon? Was ist immer der Asiat? Lachs, das ist das Süße.
All right. As the ferry arrives back at Övelgönne, I will step off and hop onto a bus that will get me back home. I hope you enjoyed this video of the corner of Hamburg that keeps us all fed, and I will see you soon again. And also, yes, I will be leaving Hamburg soon enough and show you another city. Stay tuned and take care.
Zurückbleiben bitte. Attention, stay back.